Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another live stream presented by Josh with Alpha. Nah, I'm just kidding. Come on, guys. Let's get hyped up. Let's get fired up. I'm sure all 7 of you are like, what is this? If you are new to the stream, you're like, is this guy really going to live stream like this today? Absolutely not. Nothing but value, nothing but being hyped up. Energy. Let's have some fun at the same time and make some money. So again, guys, my apologies for last Thursday having some internet issues. That was actually on me. I was actually going through my circuit breaker box trying to replace some outlets, and I guess when I triggered one of the circuits or one of the fuse boxes, it disconnected the power source for the internet. Tried to reconnect it, and it wasn't actually pulling a signal. Long story short, that was my screw up. So hopefully you guys had some fun last Thursday. Hopefully you guys were in the market making some money without me. I actually wasn't in the market, and then I come back into it Friday thinking the market's opened, but it's not. It was Good Friday. So with that being said, I haven't been in the market for the last 2 days, but again, hopefully you guys have been. But I do not want to waste any time today. I want to go ahead and dive into what we have. We actually have some decent movement in the stock market today, right? So we have some penny stocks moving. We have some news on some larger caps. If you guys are looking into options, we're looking over at the S&P 500, currently hitting not new all-time highs. I'm actually looking at the daily chart. So last Thursday, hitting those new all-time highs above 4,000. All right, if you guys are looking at like the ES or the MES, over 4,000 now, new all-time highs over on the S&P 500. So we are in brand new territory. If you guys want to dive into a little bit of futures as well, we can. But I think our focus today should be primarily on equities, penny stocks, again, where my focus is 100%, well, 80%, 90% of the time. But we also have a couple stocks like NNOX and Tesla with some very, very good volume today. So where there's possible potential for some option plays as well. If you guys are restricted to capital, you have smaller accounts and you primarily like trading options, we do have a couple stocks with some great volume. As always, we will dive into the most popular stocks for options. Again, Facebook, Apple, The SPY, Boeing, Microsoft, Disney, Snap, I mean, you name it. We'll go ahead and dive through that. But again, guys, happy Money Monday. It is 9:10 in the market. We have about 20 minutes to go. And it is what? It is April 5th. My goodness, we're already 4 months into the year. Feels like it's just flying by, right? So again, good morning, everybody in chat. Good morning, all. Let's have a awesome day. Let's have a fun day. And let's make some money. And let's learn at the same time. I know that's why you guys are here, is to get some of that education as I'm dropping those value bombs for you guys. So again, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's not waste any time. What do we have going on this morning in pre-market? Well, number one on the leaderboard, as you can see down here, let me go ahead and get my beautiful face off the screen for you guys so you can see these scanners. All right, so we have number one, IGICW. These are the warrants for IGIC. So if you really want to go look at IGIC, you can. I've already looked at IGIC. And I mean, look at this chart. I mean, just absolutely garbage. This is what happens. This is what can happen when there's not a lot of liquidity in the market, not a lot of volume, right? I mean, this here alone on 1,200 shares took this price from around 20 to 90. It chopped around a little bit. As you can see, volume started moving in. The bids and the asks started to tighten up, right? Now we're starting to see this stock move down. So just because IGIC is gapping up 26% with 1 million shares doesn't make this a good stock, right? What was the catalyst? What was the reason for IGIC to move up 610%, right? Well, we have a little report this morning at 5:42. Shares of IGIC holdings are trading up 610% in the pre-market on no specific news. So from a catalyst standpoint, we don't have news. But again, as you know, we can have a different type of catalyst, such as a daily chart setup. Do we have anything right now that looks appealing on IGIC as far as a possible technical setup on the daily chart for it to go from $8, right? From $8.16 all the way to 90? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That right there was the fact that there is like little to no liquidity. The spread is probably huge. You probably had bids down at 2. You have ridiculous asks at $90, $80, and someone came in and just decided to buy that up, right? Someone came in and bought it $90. That's why we see the price hitting $90. Someone came in and actually said, hey, I'm going to buy this crap at 90 bucks. And then look where it's at now, 1049. So we don't have a catalyst, right? There's some volume, right? Why is there volume? Well, look at the time the volume really started moving in, right? 6 o'clock, brokers open up. 7 o'clock, a lot of brokers open up, right? This is just profit-taking volume. Imagine people that are in IGIC for the long term. People that are in IGIC for a swing trade and they see the stock gapping up from 816 around 20. Well, shit, I'm up 100%. What am I going to do? I'm going to take profit. So from a psychological standpoint, hopefully all of that makes sense. There's no real reason for IGIC to have gone from $8 all the way to 90. Now you say, but Josh, there's volume. There's 1.3 million shares. Think of it from other traders, right? It's psychological perspective, right? Again, there's no reason for this to be moving up. So what do you think a lot of this volume accounts for, right? A lot of this volume, if you cannot see, go ahead and refresh. Let me know if you guys actually have something on your screen. But on my end, everything looks good to go, JR. So again, from a psychological standpoint, it's safe to say that a majority of this was probably profit-taking volume because the stock, again, at this point in time when a lot of main brokers opened up at 7 and you started to see a lot of this volume pour in, 8 o'clock, institutions get involved. More volume pouring in, right? Traders that are in this are most likely taking profit. So guys, is there any opportunity right now on IGIC? Is this really a stock that we should be focused on? Probably not, right? I don't even have it on my watch list. So moving on, we have CEMI. All right. Do you show us you buying into calls and options in that? Yeah, absolutely. So if we have any opportunity and potential on an options play, I will definitely jump into the options chain, exactly show you what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, how we manage our risk on options, all of that good stuff. All right. So if we have a trade that has options potential, we will definitely dive into that for you guys as well. So moving on, we have CEMI, right? Number 2 on the leaderboard, currently up 60%, right? 18 million in float. So it's a relatively low float stock. Now, what we always have to do is jump on over to Yahoo Finance, type in CEMI, and let's really check out that average volume. So average volume over the last 3 months is a little less than 1 million. So this morning, how much are we trading here in pre-market? Good morning, Jeff. 20 million shares. So that's substantial. It's trading 20 times the average daily volume. It's a low-ish float stock. Out of that float, there is 10% of the float currently short, right? So there's 180,000 shares short out of that, float of 18 million. Again, it's up 62%. Why? We just have to come back to that question. Why is it up 62%? Let's go ahead and check out some news. So we have CEMI shares are trading higher after the company announced the commercial launch of a test to differentiate between COVID-19 and the flu. Now, is that a hot test? Now, if this was a year ago, right, when COVID was super hot and that's the only thing we were talking about, hot press release, but it's still a pretty good press release, right? they announced the commercial launch of a test to differentiate between COVID-19 and the flu. So we have keyword COVID-19, and then another keyword, we have an announcement of a commercial launch. So we have CEMI with a valid reason to be moving up, right? We have CEMI with a catalyst. We have the volume. We have a low float, right? And we're currently gapping up 58%. So CEMI, definitely on the watch list for this morning. Couple key levels that I have marked up that I want to see it hold above, right? Well, we have $5, natural support, natural resistance. We can see that we tagged that area a few times here in pre-market, and it was respected, all right? So again, if we ever come back down towards around $5, we would look for CEMI to hold up as a level of support. If we cannot hold above $5, most likely back down towards around that 468 level, and below that, just looking at the daily chart, somewhere around that 436 over on CEMI. But right now, we are in a nice little uptrend, right? We have the higher, high, higher, low. Higher, high, higher, low. Higher, high, higher, low. Each time it pulls back to the previous high. So right now, where is our next best level of support if we could possibly see CEMI get a leg back up towards around $6? Well, I would put us somewhere around $5.40, right? Previous high. We broke above. We had that one little candle that stalled. Okay, which way are we going? Boom, it goes up. I call that the hiccup area. When we have green, 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 green volume breaking out, right? And we have a brief pause in the price action. A brief pause, I call that a little hiccup area. And then it decides which way it's going to go. So we could see this as low as $5.40. We could also see it hold $5.50. So again, I want to see what CEMI looks like around that 540 to 550. And if it looks good, I may be planning to take this long for a push up to 6. We do have room to those pre-market highs of 609. And if we really start breaking out over that 609, 610 level, we do have some really nice room all the way to $7, then all the way up to $7.93 based on the daily chart. So CEMI, guys, has a lot of potential. Right now, this is where traders are at. This is where the volume is. This is where the activity is. This is where the majority of buyers are currently at, is CEMI, right? Again, low float, great volume. There's a reason for this stock to be moving. So, again, good morning, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we just dissected CEMI as far as the reason it's moving, all of the variables, support, resistance, overall setup, you name it, we are prepared, ready to go. Any reason to be buying CEMI right now if you're asking yourself, Josh, should I be buying CEMI right now? I personally wouldn't be buying this until we see it actually come down and tag $5.40 or $5.50 and we actually bottom out, right? It's kind of like this push here. If you're looking at it around 530, Josh, is there isn't any reason to buy this at 530? No, because support's all the way back down towards around 513. I would rather get the lowest entry possible. So in this situation, right now at this point in time, I would want to see this come down to 550 or 540, bottom out, and actually start to get a nice little push to the upside, then look to take this long into the momentum, right? We also have the VWAP curling underneath that 550 level as well, which makes that an even better area for support. Now, if you hear my kid in the background, my apologies, guys. She actually, she just woke up, so she is in a great mood, running around the house, beating on the walls, screaming at the top of her lungs. So if you hear that, just realize that is my kid in the background. It's not me making little baby voices. So moving on, CMI. All right, we know what's going on there. NNOX. What do we have going on over on NNOX, right? So we do have some news this morning. NanoX Imaging gets FDA clearance for digital X-ray technology. So do we have any like really hot keywords to look for? Well, yeah, we have FDA clearance. So that's pretty decent, right? It's not super hot. It's not super hot like the company met their primary endpoints, but it's not really bad either, like they just completed phase 1 trial. This is right in the middle, right? So it's not lukewarm, it's not super hot, it's right in the middle. So it's decent news. They get FDA clearance for digital X-ray technology. Moving on. What is the float on NNOX? Well, the float's 30 million. So it's something to be mindful of, right? Something to be mindful of. It's not a super low float, but it's not extremely large, right? So again, 30 million in float. We have news. It's currently up 56%, trading 3 million shares here in pre-market. Now, what is the average daily volume over on NNOX? That's definitely something to be mindful of. Average daily volume on NNOX is almost 2 million shares. Currently, in pre-market, we're trading 3 million shares. So is it trading above the average? Yes. But is it substantial? It is not substantial. It is not quite trading 2 times the average daily volume. And that's something that I usually factor in. I want to see the stock trading at least 2 times the average daily volume. That shows me that there is an increase, a substantial increase in volume. So again, we're trading about 1 million more shares than we normally do on average. We have some news, not the best news. We do have a medium float stock, something to be mindful of. So NNOX does meet the criteria to go ahead and be added to our watch list, right? We have the catalyst. We have a low or float stock. We do have volume trading above the average, so it does meet that criteria. Now we just have to dive into it from a technical standpoint. How much room does this have to move to the upside, right? Does it even have any more room to move to the upside? This stock already hit $75.50 in pre-market. We topped out right around this 72, 71 level, so that is currently going to be resistance. Now, if it ever breaks 71, 74 to 72 bucks, our first target would be a retest of that first little spiking high here in pre-market right around $75.50. Now, for some reason, NNOX gets a lot of hype, gets a lot of volume, and it starts moving. Where's our next target? Well, natural resistance at 80. And then we just look at the daily chart. Right up into these spiking highs around 85. We have spiking highs at 87. $90 resistance, 94. Now, if some crazy miracle happens and this stock is breaking through these levels, ripping and running, and this is the #1 stock of the day, what would our final target be if we just clear these levels of resistance? Well, whole resistance right around 100 bucks. But I think we have better potential, guys, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say that CEMI just looks a lot better, right? It has much more volume. It's gapping up the same. It has a lower float. It has better news. Why would it be over on NNOX? Why would it be on NNOX, right? When we are just falling. We are currently in a downtrend on not crazy volume, on a medium float stock, when we have CEMI with better news, greater volume, and a lower float, right? So just because it meets the criteria doesn't mean our focus should be there. Doesn't mean we should also discredit it and take it off the watch list. So NNOX, I am going to go ahead and add it to the watch list. I do want to go ahead and get prepared just in case this stock does start setting itself up. So we know where we have resistance. Where's support, guys? Well, the first thing, we look at that daily chart, right? Let's look at that daily chart. Where's a good level of support? We look at this level of resistance from the past, right around 64 bucks. 64 bucks was also support right here on the daily chart back in February. We can see here that it was a level that was respected here in pre-market. We tagged it once. We tagged it twice. We broke out with great volume into these highs of 71 bucks. We are slowly falling right back down towards around that 74.55. I'm sorry, 64.55. And that is just a level from the daily chart that happened to be honored here intraday in pre-market, which makes this a really good level. I would even bring it up a little bit and put it at 65. So if we stay under $65, guys, I would say we're bearish and we have room all the way back down towards around 57 bucks, this previous high on the daily chart, right? Underneath 57, down towards around 55, that 50-day moving average. So if we cannot get back above 65 and hold $65, I would say that we're going to see this slowly and steadily just fade today down into the 50s. But if we can get back above 65 bucks, we put in a higher low, we look good. We do have potential back up to 71. We have potential to retest the highs at 75. And then if we just start breaking out, if this is the hype, right? If this one steals the volume, we do have room possibly all the way up to $100 over on NNOX. Again, that was number 2 on the leaderboard. Lastly, we do have BPTH. All right, BPTH right now is number 6 on the leaderboard. This stock just came out with news at 8, or no, it was actually 7 o'clock. So BPTH announces successful completion of safety cohort in triple combination of Prexenberg, Decitabine, and what the fuck am I reading right now? Again, you don't have to be smart and know these words to be a successful trader. I went to a small little school in Indiana with like 50 kids. They didn't teach us words like Prexenberg, Decitabine, and Ventoclax. Like, what does this even mean? It doesn't matter. Where are our hot keywords? So we have in stage 2 of phase 2 clinical trial. So they announced successful completion. Gibberish, 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 gibberish. Stage 2 of phase 2 clinical trial. So if we know anything about our hot press releases, keywords to look for, 2-star keyword, phase 2 trial, right? They announced successful completion of their phase 2 trial. That's all that matters to me. Prexenberg, Decitabine, Ventoclax, whatever that means, doesn't mean anything to me. Successful completion of phase 2 trial. So we have a good catalyst, right? BPTH, low float stock, the lowest float stock on the leaderboard right now with news. Lastly, volume currently trading 3.6 million shares. Now, is that good? Is that bad? Well, let's go check out BPTH and let us see. Yahoo Finance says the average volume over 3 months is 2 million shares. We are slowly creeping up on 2 times relative volume. So, BPTH, definitely a stock that we should be looking at as well. So again, we have CEMI, definitely keeping this one on high watch right out of the gate. BPTH, number 2, right? Where is support right now? Well, I would put support back down towards around $9. I would even say $8.75. If you guys don't know anything about $8.75, I actually have a lesson on YouTube in regards to the $8.75 rule. For some reason, $8.75 is just a key level for penny stocks when it comes to support and resistance. So even though $9 looks better, I would even throw it lower at around $8.75 as far as being support. If we cannot hold $8.75, where are we going? Right around $8 off these lows, and we do have room to 10. Anything over 10, room to 11.18. Guys, we did that fast. We did it thoroughly. We reviewed everything. We know exactly what to be watching today. Again, if you're just tuning in, BPTH, number 1, CEMI, number 2, NNOX, number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, the market is open. Let's have an awesome day. Let's be smart. Let's take the best trades that present themselves, and the money will come. If we focus on making money, we make bad decisions. If we focus on taking the best of the best trades, being the best of the best traders, always being in the mindset of a professional, the money will come. So guys, let's have an awesome day. Questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. But starting off the day looking at BPTH and number 2, CEMI. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is switch these to 2-minute time frames, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and go to a 2-minute time frame over on CEMI and BPTH. Good morning, John. Good morning, Bill, Tom, Jerry, Mark, Fernando, Nate, Jeff. Good morning. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy to have you here. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. All right. All right, so right now we said CEMI with support down towards around 940 to 950. Right now, a lot of selling pressure, guys. So next level of support down towards around 514. All right, so if we cannot hold above 540 and get back above 550, support all the way back down towards around 514. BPTH, quick little fake out breakout over those highs. You know, and that's a decent strategy, guys. A lot of traders trade this. This is called a gap and go strategy. When the stock is gapping up, the stock is consolidating in a flag-like formation out of pre-market, and we have volume that pushes it over pre-market highs. That is a solid gap and go strategy that did not work out, and we can see that traders were going long The second we started dipping back below that 980, right, that 970, traders are like, you know what? This is not going to be a gap and go strategy. Everybody is currently taking profits. I'm looking to buy this dip, all right? I want to get it as low as 875, right? I want to get it as low as 875. I may start averaging in on this around $9 over on BPTH, right? So right now, BPTH, I may look to buy this little pullback where stops are at, right? A lot of traders stop. Now we have the smart traders, the patient traders that are waiting. Oh, hey, look at that. Prior resistance, new support, right? So let's wait for the stock to level. It has great potential. It has really good news. It's a low float stock. Let's wait for this stock to level out close to our level of support. Look to possibly take this long for a push back up to 10 bucks. So look at that. Look at that, right? Wicked below, but we actually closed above VWAP. We closed above the 540. Exactly what we were thinking, and now we're starting to get a nice little push. I still think BPTH has some good potential, guys. I still do think BPTH has potential, so my focus is looking right here for now. I'm going to go ahead and switch this to a 1 minute. Again, we know we have good support around 875 right now. Those pre-market highs were around that $9 mark, natural support as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start a starter position here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start a little position here on BPTH, all right? So I have 500 shares at 918. I wanted about 1,000 to 2,000 shares on this play. Right now, I'm looking to buy more at 875 if we come down to 875, and I'll keep my stops about 10 cents under 875. So if it does come down and I do get another entry on BPTH, that'll bring my average cost basis to around $9. I'll be risking 40 cents on 1,000 shares. I'll be risking about $400 on this play. Right now I'm risking about $2. Just to get a little starter, just in case we see a possible red to green move and we get that re-break at 10 bucks. Right now up 30 bucks, 9 bucks, down 10, down 30, down 40, down 60, all over the place, but we're good. I have a plan. I know exactly what to expect, exactly what I want to do, what my risk is, so I'm prepared 100%. If I get stopped out and I take a loss, big deal. I know exactly how much that loss is going to be, and I'm okay with that loss because I do see potential over on BPTH. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. Right? I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm not right 90%, 80%. I'm right 70% of the time. But I manage my risk. I know how to cut my losses, right? I know how to manage my risk. So I'm always profitable even though I'm wrong 30% of the time. So down below 9, let's see if we're going to get another average down towards around 875. CEMI, let's wait for a little pullback. We're right off that 590 pre-market high. So let's wait for a little pullback over on CEMI. What's NNOX doing? Like we said, going to probably come all the way back down towards around 55. Over on NNOX. Come on, BPTH. I know I'm long, but I want you down a little bit more. I'd love to average around 875. Looking for a nice big bounce, nice big push back up into the high $9. Retest that open, retest those pre-market highs. Right below 10 bucks would be a beautiful target over on BPTH. Now we got 885 on the bid. Slowly coming down to that 875. There's 875. I got another average over on BPTH. Brought me right down towards around $9. So pretty much where I wanted to be on BPTH on a nice average. Taking an average just in case it was going to push above 9. Averaging it at 875. Cost basis 901. Looking for this to reverse and get a nice little bounce back on up now. We do not want to see this close below 875. 875 is our level, right? The 875 rule, like we were talking about, for some reason, 875 is a line that traders respect on penny stocks. So we got that nice little beautiful bounce right off 875. Currently up to 890 on the bid. We need a rebreak 9. Rebreak a 9 could see a nice little push up into the 930s over on BPTH. Got 897, 898 on the bid, slowly creeping on up. We need to see buyers back over 9. Slowly losing volume, right? We had a lot of selling volume, a lot of stops being hit, a lot of profit taking. You know, sellers are slowly working themselves out of the stock. Now we need to see a nice transition and see some buying volume move on in to really get this thing going. There's a quick little pop back above 9. And you see these buyers hold $9. There's 902, 905. Here we go. Buyers are starting to come in. So currently at 910, 913 on the bid. We want to see buyers hold above $9 now. All right, we got a little bit of volume moving in on this candle. There we go. A little bit more. That's good. It's a good sign. Go ahead and drill this back down to a 1-minute chart just to really fine-tune the volume and make sure we're not missing anything. So right now we do have this resistance of the 9 EMA. Resistance, 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 resistance again. Right? If we cannot break above that 9 EMA, we're still looking a little bearish. So right now we want to see this hold ideally above 9. We want to see buyers push this above the 9 EMA. We do not want to put in a lower low. Right? We do not want to come back down and put in a lower low. If we do, I'm going to go ahead and cut my loss and move on. But if anything, we want to see a nice little higher low. We want to see buyers break that 9 EMA to get it up into the 936 VWAP. That's actually where I'm looking to take some profit. Right around that 936. Again, we do not want to see the stock make a lower low. We want to see 875 be that low, and we want to see a higher low and get that nice little move back to the upside. Still thinking like 860s, somewhere in the 860s is being a loss where I start cutting this. I'll let it dip below momentarily, but we do not want to see the close. We got about 15 seconds left. BPTH sellers are in control right now. Give it a few more seconds here. We got about 5 seconds on this candle. Probably going to start cutting my loss here. BPTH just couldn't get it going. Got to give it a little bit of breathing room, though. As we know, market makers like to bring the stock's price down under stop areas, shake a lot of retail traders out just to push the price back up above prior support. So right now, I'm going to give this a chance to see if we re-break that 875, 880 and maybe get a nice little push back up. But if I see 863, 862 on the bid again, that is my stop. Before taking the trade, I said my stop's going to be around that 860, right? Risking about $400. So right now, I'm going to give this a second to see if we can get back above that 875 and get a nice little push. But 860 is going to be my stop over on BPTH. There's 866, 865 on the bid. Not looking like it's going to do anything today, guys. 863, 862, 861. BPTH just can't hold its gains. You got CEMI doing the same thing, guys. CEMI giving a lot back. BPTH giving a lot back. Sellers are definitely in control today. I'm going to go ahead and just get out. Going to get out and move on, right? Gave it a go. Gave it a chance. BPTH with a decent little setup, right? Definitely had the potential. Had good news. Low float stock. There was a lot of things leaning towards BPTH getting that move back up. Right now, guys, wasn't $8.75. This stock has room all the way back down towards around $8. So what do we know about market conditions? Let's talk about it. Every week, it's kind of like, think of it like weather. Think of it like the weather, right? You know, one week it may be raining. One week it may be snowing, ice cold. One week it may be 100 degrees and super hot outside. The stock market is the same. It's like weather, right? We have market conditions, kind of like we have weather conditions outside. Some weeks the stock market may be super hot where there's a lot of buying momentum and a lot of, you know, just big spikes and big runs and stocks hold their gains, right? Some weeks we come in, it may just be stagnant, just sitting sideways. Some weeks we may see the sellers dominate the buyers, right? What are we kind of seeing right now? BPTH trying to get a nice little pop out of this gap and go strategy, failing. Trying to get a bounce off 875, failing, right? What do we see with CEMI? CEMI was probably our number 2 gainer that we were going to focus on. CEMI. What happened? Nice little pullback to the 940. Nice little push up to 580, giving everything back, right? Sellers are in control. BPTH, sellers are in control. NNOX, same thing, guys. So, do we need to have a long bias mindset? Probably not. Right? We need to be short bias until we see some of these stocks actually bottom and start moving back up. Fernando saying ACY halted. Yes, currently at 942.52. ACY halt. Let's go ahead and check something else out. We know what's going on with NNOX. We know what's going on with BPTH and CEMI. All right, let's go look at something else. Does anything else have potential? All right, so we have ACY, again, currently halted. Why? Do we have any news on ACY? Uh, 4-1 was halted quite a bit on Thursday. ACY was a top gainer on Thursday. Let's see if we have any news. I cannot find any news over on ACY, so probably just a dead day. ACY is a low float stock, right? It's 1 million in float. Thursday, it just happened to be a great mover. Traders want to get something going. And we're starting to see that today, right? We have our top gainer, CEMI, not holding. NNOX, not doing anything. BPTH, giving everything back. Where are traders going to go when the stocks for the day aren't doing anything? They're going to go back to the prior day movers, right? So we have ACY. We also have LTRPB. I remember this one from last year. LTRPB, Supernova stock, right? I remember this stock from last year running from $6 all the way to $134. This stock did the same exact thing last Thursday, right? Just was a random spiker from $50 all the way up towards $110. These are just low float stocks that traders remember when the stock market's dead, right? So ACY, Thursday's mover. Let's keep ACY on watch and see if there's any potential here. Again, this was just Thursday's top gainer. We also have LTRPB. We also had UXIN on Thursday, right? Is there anything going on right now with UXIN? We can hold above 180, possibly. So let's keep UXIN on watch. UXIN. We also had UPC, AMTI, right? So we had quite a few top gainers over on Thursday, but right now all eyes over on ACY. ACY has room to Thursday's highs at $15.81. Support right now is down towards around $12 over on ACY. Again, the stock was halted at 942.52. So we're looking at 947.52. So we have about 1 minute to go until ACY is live. Yeah, Nate, LTRPB is iconic indeed. I remember trading that in the 20s up into the 30s and then watching it just gap and go, gap and go, gap and go. Every single halt. It was halted 10 minutes, gap, squeeze, halt, 10 minutes, gap, squeeze. And it was like that. It halted 30 to 40 times in one day from around $10 all the way to 100. It was nuts. So ACY, we have about 20 seconds left until we are live. So we can see here that our first little halt strategy worked. Halt, gap up, pull back, squeeze. Looking for the same thing on ACY. For a gap up, the pull back, and I'm out. Quick scalp on ACY. Quick scalp, in and out quick. Woo! Not much, but it was a quick little scalp. Got in at 1447, out at 1482. Definitely sold too early, but it was a quick, risky play. Again, pulled back to the halt area. I got in very late. That's why I got out very, very quick. Right? By the time I had the order typed in and I hit buy, I was getting in at 1447. The ideal entry, guys, on these halt strategies is the halt area. So the fact that I realized I got in late, I went ahead and got in early. I wasn't willing to risk this stock turning over and crushing me. So again, quick scalp in and out, quick 40 cents on 1,000 shares, locked in $352.80, taking me only negative 95.35 on the day. So I'll take it. But guys, learn from this. Learn from ACY. We talked about this a lot last week. When we have stocks that are moving up on good volume, there's momentum, there's activity, and they're being halted, look for a gap up out of the halt, right? We knew the halt area was 1337. It was halted here for 5 minutes. We knew we wanted to see a gap up. We knew we wanted to see people take profit, have the stock quickly pull back to the halt area, and for traders to buy that level to go long. Look what happened on this one. It gapped up. It pulled back. It squeezed into a halt. Same thing. Gapped up, pulled back, and now it's squeezed into a halt. So hopefully you guys learned something today. There is a such thing as a halt strategy, right? And we actually have a lesson on this in the course that we put together. So why did I go ahead and take this trade? Because I saw the gap up, the pullback, the push. Was it late? Absolutely. It was a little late on the trade, but it was profitable. That is all that matters. So we're definitely going to keep ACY on watch, all right? Definitely going to keep ACY on watch. We got UXIN. UXIN was a mover from Friday as well. The stock pulling back towards our first little area of resistance here intraday to the VWAP as well. So if we start getting some volume off VWAP, I may look to take this long for a quick little 5 to 10 cent scalp over on UNIX off just a nice little pullback here, guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and take UXIN long. I'm going to put stops probably about 2 to 3 cents. Keep it tight because I'm looking for this to be the bottom and for this to go ahead and push right away off VWAP, off the decreasing volume pullback. Looking for this to be a nice little reversal back up towards the 190s. And one thing too, I can visually see there's a little bit of a fib here, right? It's a 50% pullback. So without having to draw the fib, I can visually see that that's retracing about 50% into the VWAP, into prior intraday resistance. I've just identified 3 separate reasons why that 180 was a decent entry and why keeping my stops super tight are key. And I do have potential for about 10 cents if we get that nice little pop here. So again, right now I am long UXIN, risking no more than 5 cents. Looking to take some profit out of 1-to-1. Bringing those stops to break even. Looking for a top target of 190. All right, and that's that on UXIN. Definitely worth giving it a go. It was a good setup. Anytime I see something like that, I'll give it a go 100% of the time. When we see that nice pop, the pullback, 3 separate reasons to take a trade, I'll take it every time. But when the trade goes against you, you just got to cut yo losses. Got to cut them. So we have any questions, comments, concerns, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions that you have, please let me know. Any stocks, any tickers that you guys are looking at, feel free to type those up and I'll definitely dive into them and look at it from a technical standpoint and see if we have any potential. But right now, guys, where are all of the traders? Where's everybody at? Right? ACY, definitely here. AWX. Right? AWX currently halted to the upside, right? That is number 4 on the leaderboard. 2 million in float. Not a lot of volume, but it is a low float stock. So think of it again from like a psychology standpoint, right? Traders are realizing CEMI is just giving everything back. BPTH doesn't look all that great. What are they doing? They're looking at the upgapper list. Okay, you got ACY, low float stock with volume. Let's look at ACY, right? Oh, we have AWX, low float stock as well, right? Not great volume, but that could definitely change. Let's keep AWX on watch. So right now, let's think what the rest of the traders are thinking. Where's everybody at? Well, they're probably on these low float stocks. So right now, ACY, that's why it's crucial to play these halt strategies with a nice gap up and a nice pullback bounce off the halt area. So right now we do have ACY halted to the downside. Right? We also have AWX currently halted up. AWX has been halted more than 5 minutes, so we'll keep this one on watch. Do we have any news over on AWX? Last press release was earnings back on the 12th of March. So realistically, guys, it's the simple fact that it was moving a little bit Thursday, right? It was on people's radar for this morning. It's a low float stock. Traders are just buying this because nothing else is really moving. So we'll keep AWX on watch, right? We're approaching these all-time highs. Well, not all-time highs, but 52-week highs, right around that 5 to 512. Let's see if we get a nice little break over that, maybe. We do have a lot of room to the upside on AWX if we can actually hold gains. So we'll keep this one on watch. JR asking about CHPT. CHPT? Not right this second. I would like to see what we look like maybe towards the end of the day if we can actually hold that 50-day moving average, but that's a pretty key level. Right now, we are seeing a nice little pullback to, I keep saying yesterday, but to Thursday's high. So we had pre-market resistance, Thursday's resistance. We had pre-market today resistance. We pulled back. We're starting to get a little bounce. So as long as we stay above $31 on CHPT, all right, as long as we stay above that $30.88, right, $31 to $30.75, give yourself that 25-cent window. As long as we can stay above that level, we do have room back up towards around 33 over on CHPT. Now, however, if we lose that 31 level, right? If we lose that level of support, where could we go, right? Just kind of look at, the previous day. We have room all the way back down towards around $29.67, $30. So right now, let's go ahead and go back to our fresh news, fresh gainers today. CEMI number 1. Do we have anything going on with CEMI at this time? No, we do not, right? Should we be trying to nail bounces here? Absolutely not. NNOX, where did we come down to? Almost down to that 54.26, 55 level. So we'll keep this one on watch. All right, we'll keep NNOX on watch. If we start to reverse and start building some higher lows, higher highs, and we're actually in an uptrend, we can definitely take a look at NNOX and see if there's any opportunity. We do have BPTH trying to get some volume, trying to get this back over 9. So let's keep BPTH on watch as well. AWX is live. So AWX is extremely risky. Just to go ahead and let you guys know, if you were to take this trade, it is very, very risky, right? We just gapped up the 550, pulled back all the way towards 475. That's about 75 cents. So you're going to take this trade. Be smart with it, right? Look to scalp it in and out quick. Because like I said, it can move very, very quick on you. So why is AMC being hyped up if it's a gamble? Is AMC being hyped up? So, I mean, a lot of people still believe in AMC. I personally still believe in AMC, right? I think, you know, once the pandemic is done, once COVID's out of people's minds and people want to get back out of the house, right? And movies are starting to be released again. I do think, you know, the theater business will still be okay, right? I know everybody's trying to transition to, you know, let's try and do on demand, right? Let's stop sending movies to the theaters and actually having you go in. Why not just stream them to your house? Well, a lot of people like that movie theater experience, right? I would prefer to go spend a couple more dollars to sit in a movie theater to get that nice experience, you know, versus streaming it to my living room, right? I would rather get out of the house. So I still think, you know, AMC has some good long-term potential. Right? Do I think it's a $10 stock right now? No, I think it's all technicals at this point in time. Do I think it's valued at $10 right now when they're not bringing in any revenue? No, I definitely do not. So would I be buying this right now today for the long term? No. But do I want to own AMC for the long term? Absolutely. If I can get it down towards around $5, I would definitely think AMC would be a good little buy down towards around $5. Hold it for a few years. So as far as AMC being hyped up, I don't really follow the whole hype, the noise. You know, if a lot of people on social media are talking about something, I tend to stay away completely. Like when AMC and GameStop were ripping and running, I barely touched those two stocks because they were just too crowded. Thoughts on MTCH? First thing I notice on MTCH, it's just very light volume, guys. Very, very light volume. Very, very choppy, right? We want to figure out where buyers are. Where are the rest of retail traders, right? Are they on MTCH? Doesn't look like it. There's not a lot of volume. Are they on BPTH, right? Are they on NNOX, right? We look at NNOX, we can clearly see there's volume. There's price action. There's activity. We go look at MTCH, right? We can see that there's just not a lot of volume, right? It's very, very choppy. Not a lot of price action here. So I really wouldn't be focusing on MTCH for a day trade. And honestly, for a swing trade, I want to see it back above that 13-day. We can see here we bounced off the 200-day moving average. Multi-day bounce into the 13. We could definitely see this pull back first before really getting that move to the upside. So I would sit back, sit on your hands over the next couple days over on MTCH and either wait for that 13-day to actually have the stock get above and hold as new support, or wait for a pullback, look for a possible double bottom, high or low off that 200-day moving average, then look to take it for a possible multi-week, multi-month swing, as it possibly does have potential to get back up above 160, possibly back up to 170 on MTCH. So right now, guys, not a lot going on, right? Really not a lot. We're only 30 minutes into the market, sitting back, being patient, waiting to see where buyers are going to go, right? Looking at our scanners, KBSF. My goodness, who remembers KBSF? If you guys were in the market 2 years ago when this was just a monster mover, right? From like 50 cents all the way to 18. I remember this one long time ago. when this stock just, I mean, come on, like look at that. I mean, there's just, it's sky high. It's absolutely ridiculous. So KBSF, no fresh, no, actually, hold on. Lux Venture promoted Lou Z as chief technology officer, KBSF. Okay, so I mean, there's a press release, but it's nothing crazy. It's in regards to, you know, blockchain NFTs. So that right there in the press release related to KBSF could be what's causing some hype and volume to move on in. Plus, it's a former ticker that a lot of traders know of, right? KBSF is a ticker that has gone supernova in the past. So let's keep KBSF on watch. It was halted at 935. Gapped up towards around 446. So support's right around $4. Resistance right around that 450. Right now we don't have a lot of volume. So, but it's definitely worth keeping it on watch to see what happens. If we actually start getting some volume on KBSF, maybe there's some opportunity, but right now, not a lot of volume. Right now on AWX, should we be looking at that? Absolutely not. UXIN, is there any reason to be looking at this? I mean, couldn't hold the higher low, slowly fading. I don't really think there's any opportunity there. ACY, any opportunity here? First big red candle to the downside. We just have to see how we open and how we look over the next couple minutes here on ACY. So right now we are live, ACY. So right now we do have decent support on ACY back down towards around 12. If we cannot hold that 1337, pulled back to the 9 EMA, pulled back to that halt area, trying to get a nice little bounce. Let's see if we can get that break over 16. If we do get that break over 16 on ACY, guys, I imagine this thing can go absolutely nuts. So there's a lot of volume. There's a lot of momentum. Looking to break 16. We're at 1551. Oh, it's going to get halted, guys. Look at that level 2 stacking on the bids. You see how that 1550 stacking? She's going to get halted in 3, 2, 1, halt. And it's halted. All right, so ACY halted once again, right at $15.50. Definitely the number one stock we should focus on right now. Definitely the number one stock. We have some volume. We've been halted a couple times. We do have some upward momentum. So let's definitely keep ACY on watch. But remember, guys, this stock moves extremely quick. From this low to where we just got halted was a $1.50 move. I'm sorry, it was a $2.50 move. Within 2 minutes, the stock ripped $2.50. So just because it rips $2.50 to the upside, it could dump very aggressively to the downside as well. So you have to be able to manage that risk, have a plan, don't chase it, don't fall into the FOMO. Be smart, be prepared, be patient, wait for the best opportunity. Understand that it is a risky play because it moves very, very quick, but it's also very rewarding if traded right as well. So ACY is going to be my number one watch at this time. KBSF, given everything back, that's coming off the watch list. BPTH, still going to keep this on watch just to see if we can get back over 9. NNOX looks dead to me. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And then CEMI, not looking all that great, but we can slap a nice little downtrend on it and see if this ever starts to, you know, actually reverse for us. Let's go ahead and look at a couple stocks for options. What do we got? Well, we had Tesla, right? I was looking at Tesla around that 694 level. That 694 just being some pretty solid support from a couple days prior. right now we can see that we really tried to hold it, got below, tried to get back above, get back above, get back above. So right now we do have 694 resistance over on Tesla, and we do have a lot of room to fall to the downside, right? How low can it go? How low can Tesla go? Right? I would play it every 5 points, right? So 690, 685, 680, 675, right? That's how I would play this. Right now, we do have that 694, the 695 resistance, currently in a nice little downtrend. So if you guys were looking to short Tesla, I would be shorting this under 694. We're back above 694 and we hold, I would flip to a long bias mindset. So ACY was halted at 10:04.40, so we're looking at 10:09.40. Got about 2 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll definitely be keeping Disney on watch. I do like the nice gap up above the 13 SMA. I like the little moving average squeeze we're starting to see. Stock is pulling back and testing Thursday's high and Thursday's close right around this 189. I'm going to give this a few minutes over on Disney, all right? But if we can actually hold, and we see some kind of reversal here right along the lines of this 189, I would definitely be interested in taking this long or even adding to this to my long-term account over on Disney, as I really do like the technicals and some of this intraday price action. So let's keep Disney on watch as well. We do want to see it hold above 189. All right, so we do want to see it hold above 189. We'll come back to this in the next few moments, but right now we do have ACY going to be live in the next 50 seconds over on ACY. ACY is live. I'm long ACY. I'm looking for a 16 break. This one has a lot of potential, guys. This one has a lot of potential on ACY. It is risky. Understand your risk, but I'm looking for this one to hold 15 and break 16 here. Here we go. Need to hold 16 now. Look at how choppy this stock is, guys. Look at how crazy this stock is. Woo! And that's what I'm talking about. This stock can move very, very quick. By the time I was up $200, I was down $200 in the matter of seconds. But we did get a new high a day at 1625. We are respecting that 9, right? We are building some higher lows. Let's wait for this to calm down a bit, right? Let's wait for traders just kind of take a breath, calm down, right? Let it settle a bit, and then let's look for a great entry. But right now, it's way too erratic. It's way too volatile. I mean, again, it's too all over the place. So watch it break 1625, hit 1650, and then dump back down to 14, right? We do not want to get involved if it's just going to sit here and be choppy. So let's keep this on watch. If we continue to build these higher lows, continue to respect that 9 EMA, let's see if we got any potential here. Because ACY is definitely the #1 stock to be focused on right now. This is where most traders are, is over on ACY. All right, I'm going to be risky one more time today, guys. We are holding the 9. We're right above 14. Let me give it a few more moments, but I do think this still has potential as long as we hold 14 in the 9. But right now, it's not looking like it's going to. Still give it a few moments here on ACY. $13.80s, yep. Sellers are in control right now. So right now, all the way back down towards around $13.37, our first halt area. Possibly see a little bounce off this level, but I do not want to get involved, especially if it's going to halt to the downside. We are off VWAP. We are off that 13.37 level. I'm going to go ahead and be a little risky here on small size. So I did just grab 250 shares at 13.80. Looking for the bounce off that 13.37 in VWAP for a possible quick push back up towards around 15 bucks. So again, I know it's risky. I know what I'm getting myself involved with. But let's see if buyers actually want to transition back in. Again, off the first halt area. First little pullback area. We have the VWAP as well. Let's see if buyers can get this thing back up over $15 over on ACY. Got about 9 seconds left. We can see we have some buyers trying to move on in, right? We're trying to get a little bit of a bounce here. So right now, our main support line, right? Our main support line right now on ACY is that 1337 VWAP second halt area, right? If we crack that level down to 13, we crack that level all the way down towards around 12, and then all the way back down into the $10 area over on ACY. So if we cannot get the bounce here, right off that 1337 and really start building back up, we're most likely to see this crack dump all the way back down to $12 is going to be our next level of support over on ACY. So we got 27 viewers, 8 likes. What's going on, guys? Questions, comments, concerns. We're officially 45 minutes into the market. What is up? What's going on? Any questions, comments, or concerns? We can see that the market is little all over the place today. We don't have anything super consistent, super nice. You got CEMI trying to slowly build back up. You got BPTH just getting flat out rejected at $9, not really knowing where it wants to go. You got ACY all over the place, right? What do we really have going on? Let's go ahead and look at our penny stock gainers and losers today. Let's go look at XELB. So you got XELB slow and steady. So we'll keep XELB on watch. Nice little push, little flag into the 9. Nice little push again. Where is support? So support right around 350-ish. We can go ahead and take ACY off the watch list. BPTH, we'll just keep it on watch, see if it holds above 8. CMI. Slow and steady. Just scanning through my watch list, guys. Disney, briefly dipped below the 189, trying to push itself right back on up. So we'll still keep Disney on watch. Snapchat, anything going on there? Nope. Boing, choppy. Microsoft having a nice day. Microsoft having a phenomenal day. So we officially just hit new all-time highs on Microsoft. So if you're asking, Josh, right, I want to get on Microsoft. Should I buy it here? Absolutely not. Wait for the stock here intraday to pull back and retest those previous daily highs, right? Previous daily resistance right around that 246 mark. All right, so if you guys like Microsoft and you're waiting for an entry because you still think it has potential to move higher today, just grab a couple separate reasons to take the trade. Well, we do have our pullback level right off these previous daily highs, number one. Number two, we actually have VWAP right now, right around that 246 mark. Not bad. We can also throw a fib on this trade and see where the stock can pull back to, right? So we can see here that our first pullback area would be the 38.2 fib, right off those highs, very close to VWAP. So let's wait for Microsoft to possibly pull back into that 246 for a possible reversal back up into the 248s. So Microsoft definitely has some great potential. Fernando, TKAT, ETF play from last couple weeks. This one has room up to $49.50, right around that $49.32 to $50 mark over on TKAT. We have some room there. But guys, I'm really not enjoying the market today. I really don't like the type of price action. I don't really like the type of movement. Really, overall, as a whole, I'm not a huge fan of the market today. The only thing that I can see myself getting involved with before I hit my daily max loss would possibly be a bounce over on Microsoft off that 246 level. Tesla, I probably wouldn't be touching Tesla. We're back above that 694. All right, so probably the one I'm looking at, I'm going to sit back and be patient, wait for Microsoft down towards around that 246 level for a possible little bounce here. I know we're also talking TKAT, so we'll go ahead and watch TKAT as well. This was a mover over the last few weeks here, NFT play. The stock's starting to get a little bit of hype and some, volume and action and activity towards it. We do have room up towards around $50. Then anything over $50, we do have a lot of room back up into the 60s, maybe even retesting those highs of 74.11 over on TKAT. So top two stocks to watch right now. Penny stock, smaller price stock, TKAT, followed by Microsoft, MSFT, for the pullback bounce down towards around 246.28. And give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll step out. I will be right back with you. Ladies and gentlemen, again, questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Other than that, guys, it is not a hot day at all. All right, it's not hot whatsoever. So what do we got? Again, we know what's going on with Microsoft, waiting for that to pull back. We're watching TKAT back down towards around, I would put you support right around $39.50 to $40. Support over on TKAT, so we're definitely going to be keeping that one on watch. Again, our top gainers today, BPTH and CEMI, not doing anything right now at this point in time. Have we missed anything? Let's go check out XELB one more time, guys. XELB is just very slow and steady to the upside. Right now, support's back down towards around 350 over on XELB. We got ACY. I did take that off the watch list, but let's go ahead and just check that out and see. It's slowly trying to curl back up. I don't like how choppy this stock is, but if it kind of settles down, becomes more consistent, maybe we can see an opportunity present itself over on ACY. So as of right now, I don't see any reason to be buying ACY. But again, we'll definitely keep it on watch to see if it has any potential. We've talked about CEMI. What do we got? We got any other low float stocks? VRPX. Let's just go check out VRPX real quick. VRPX announces results in an animal study. Okay. I was at 9 o'clock this morning. We can see here right around 9 o'clock, it got some action in pre-market. Right now, it's slowly starting to creep its way on up. We look at the daily chart. Where does this have room to run to? Well, we have those daily highs right around 628. Right? As far as support goes, probably back down towards around that previous spiking high. 579. Let's see if that level here can hold on up as support. If not, if we look here intraday, the best support's all the way back down towards around 550 over on VPRX. Or VRPX. So we got a couple stocks to watch. Let's watch VRPX. We have news, right? The stock is slowly creeping on up. We can hold some of these levels. Maybe we have some room back to the upside. ACY. We'll still keep it on our back burner. You know, if it ever breaks over that 1625, maybe we have some potential there. XELB, support back down towards around 350. TKAT, best support back down towards around $30.47. BPTH, looking like duty. CMI looking like duty. And we all know Microsoft, if we ever pull back down towards around that 246 mark, may possibly be looking to take this long. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead and open the floor up. It is a slower day in the market, right? We got a lot of fake out breakouts. We got a lot of chop in the market. We definitely can see that sellers are in control. A lot of these stocks that we're looking at are not easy to short. The short locates are quite expensive as well. So I'm definitely not going to get involved in any of these shorts right now at this point in time. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and open the floor to questions, comments, concerns. So ACY, there you go, currently halted over on ACY at 1567. So let's see what that looks like out of the halt. So I get it now. I was wondering, like, how do we go from 60, 70, 80 viewers within the first weak, down to 26. Because no one wants to be in the market today. The market stinks, right? I don't even want to be in the market today. I want to take my $1,200 loss, just walk away. Just go outside, enjoy some fresh air. Nah. But definitely not an exciting market, guys. Definitely not exciting. Definitely nothing really too interesting going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch over to 5 minutes and see if we get any kind of 5-minute setups on any of these stocks. Again, I scroll through every now and then, see if we get any kind of setup, anything that looks visually appealing, right? So again, the only thing right now that we have with potential could possibly be ACY out of the halt. XELB back down towards around 350. TAKAT back down towards around 39.50 to 40 bucks. Let's go ahead and throw a slight downtrend over on BPTH just for some visual representation. If we can hold those pre-market lows at $8 and we break the downtrend, we could see some activity return to BPTH, right? We do have a pretty decent press release. We have some volume. So let's see if we can have traders respect $8 as support, hold it up, possibly break that downtrend and actually get another leg on up, maybe up towards around 9. Right now, still just sitting back waiting. So Facebook doesn't look terrible. A break over that 307.50, definitely get another leg up. 310 would be your next target over on Facebook. Right now, support's 305. Right now, your bottom support, you want to see this hold above that 305 level over on Facebook. We break over those intraday highs of 307. We do have room up to 310. All right, ACY was halted at 10:26. We're looking at 10:31.45. So we'll be live in about 40 seconds. 40 seconds over on ACY. We'll be live. So we should be live in 3, 2, 1 over on ACY, and we are live with a gap down, trying to break 16. We know last time we broke 16 and then that boom just dumped on back down. Let's see if we can actually hold on up now. So just like that, quick little pop over 16, struggling, a lot of sellers moving in, getting it all the way back down towards around 15 bucks over on ACY. I mean, those spreads are a little crazy too, guys. Spreads there for a second were like 30 cents in spread. So ACY is extremely risky. ACY is a very, very risky play right now. Let's see how this candle looks in the next 30 seconds. So it looks like TKAT's down to 31 now, so we're getting closer to that level of support, which is right around that 39.50. So we'll keep that on watch here momentarily as well. But I'm still focused on ACY. This is where I feel traders are right now. This is where the volume is. This is where the activity is. This is where I believe a majority of traders are at. And once we get a solid, clean breakout, right, and we start really moving, this stock can really start getting going. We just have a lot of resistance right here, right? But if we can break over that level, we do have room up to the 18, up to 20, and then room all the way up towards around 2150. So we have a lot of overhead potential, right? We do have a lot of potential here on ACY. Let's see if we can get a little chart pattern, right? Maybe a little ascending triangle, cup and handle, something that signals, all right, we're good to go to the long side. But right now, just kind of sitting back, relaxing, as I'm about $300 away from hitting my daily max loss, and I want to make sure that I don't exceed it. If I do, unfortunately, take another loss and have to walk away red on the day. But again, I want to put myself in the best position to make some money to get myself out of this hole and to go green on the day. So again, I'm just waiting for the best of the best entry, best of the best opportunity. Don't want to rush anything. Don't want to force anything. I'm on ACY and BPTH. You know, I was buying, you know, prematurely for some of these breaks, but probably should have sat back, relaxed, and realized, hey, you know, market conditions aren't really providing us with breakouts right now. Don't be the guinea pig, right? Do not be the guinea pig. Wait. Be patient. Wait for these stocks to actually break out, then look for your entry. And what did I do? I tried to grab the breakout here off of just a nice big volume push. Got chopped out. Same thing with BPTH. I was trying to grab this for the bounce, right? Too early in the day, not realizing what market conditions were, right? Tried to grab that for the bounce. Ended up getting stopped out. So now, after taking a couple losses, I realized market conditions just aren't that great. So I need to actually sit back and relax and wait for these stocks to break out. Then look for an entry. So right now, I'm definitely looking at ACY right here, guys. I like the decreasing volume pullback to the 9. I like this possible cup and handle setup. So I am long, and I'll risk down towards 15 bucks. I'm going to give this a second to break 16 here and get in a new squeeze, possible halt. Currently up $300, $200. I'm actually going to give this one a little bit of room here. I think this one has a lot of potential. If we get a new high a day at 1650, definitely think we could see this squeeze all the way to 18. Nice volume pullback to the 9 EMA. Nice, healthy little pullback there. That was a nice little entry. So I like the entry that I have. And I do think this has a lot of potential to break out here. So I am willing to hit my max loss on this particular trade just to give it some time to actually see if we can break up over that 1640 mark. Right now, it's trying a little all over the place. If we don't actually break 16 and hold, we'll probably see sellers move right back in like we just saw and slam this bad boy back down. All right, let's see how we look here. We still have potential. We're still trying to hold the 9 EMA. We're still trying to kind of flag a bit here. Possible cup and handle setup, right? We have a few different reasons this still has potential to get that new high a day, right? So I'm still being patient with it. Let's see if traders want to get something going. Yeah, ACY is definitely a little all over the place right now, isn't it, guys? Still giving it a few more seconds over 15. If we can't break 15 to get another leg up, I'm just going to cut it and end up walking away for the day on the trades. I'm still going to give it potential because last time I cut my losses too soon and it squeezed. Same thing. Don't want to cut them too soon and watch it squeeze, so I'm going to give it a little bit more breathing room. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks right now, to be completely honest with you. I'm not a huge fan, but it does have potential over 15. But it does have potential as long as we keep holding above 15 to actually get this next big leg up here. So again, $15 is our level of support. We do not want to see it below 15. Oh yeah, you guys need the scanners. There you go. Here's your scanners. Just one trade. One good trade today makes worlds of difference. Small little loss, small little loss. Looking for just one good trade, and I think it's going to be ACY, guys. I have a feeling that we're going to see ACY hit a new intraday high here momentarily. Ooh, it's trying. 1580s on the bid. Come on, baby. Let's get 16. I'll talk dirty to you, ACY. I'll talk extremely dirty to you. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's get it, ACY. Let's get it. Let's get that $16 break. Ah, don't you do that to us. You know you want it. You know you want to get it. You know you want to break 1650, and you want to go to 18, and then you want to go to 20, and then you want to go to 40. Now, that's asking for a little too much. But we know we want that high day break here, and I think we have potential to get it right here. Definitely think we have potential to get it. I'd be honestly shocked if we come dumping. I'd be shocked if we dump all the way back down below 15. The setup looks good, but hey, you know, it's the stock market. There are so many unforeseen variables in the stock market that you're not always going to be right. Anything can happen, and I have to be prepared for that worst case scenario, right? It doesn't have to break out no matter how good it looks. It could come crashing back down, right? So I have to be prepared. I have to understand my risk. I have to understand where I'm going to be cutting my stops, you know, where I'm going to be cutting my trade. But it does look good, and I do think we have potential here for a break over high day, guys. Right now, I'm being patient with this trade. Currently up $274. Looking for a high day break for a squeeze up towards around 18, where I'm looking to take some profit. All right, here's the last go from the buyers. We got to get this nice push here, guys. This is where, ideally, we want to see this go ahead and start to squeeze. Right here, right now, right here, right now. All right, new candle. There we go. That's what we want to see. Go ahead and break that 1650. Go ahead and break that 1650. This is where we want to see this break. Come on, buyers. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Come on in and make some money. We do not want to see the sellers take back control. Anything below 1550, it's not looking great. I have a cost basis of 1522, so I'm actually sitting pretty decent on the stock from my entry. So I do have some breathing room on this to give it some time to break on out here. So right now, I do have a little bit of breathing room because I have a good entry down at 1522. They actually give this a little bit of breathing room without taking too much heat on this trade. So I'm okay with holding this for a little bit longer. There we go, new high day, 1650. Keep squeezing. 1660. We do not want to see it drop below 16. We do not want to see it drop below 16 like that. A little bit of profit taking, that's fine. Let's see if we hold above 16 here. My stop is now break even, guys. My stop is going to have to be break even here on this stock. I do not want it getting halted to the downside. Anything below 1550, I'm just going to start selling via market, right? Anything below 1550 on the bid, I'm going to go ahead and start selling. But I do think we have some potential to still squeeze higher than that 1667. Or 1676. Give it a few more seconds here. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if we can have a nice close here. If not, I know my plan. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it below 1550. Lock in a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Green is green, but I do want to give this a little bit of time to see if we get that continuation move here. So I got a couple seconds left on this candle. Not looking the best. Probably going to go ahead and start cutting a little bit. Still in, though. I'm going to take a little bit here, guys. I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm out. I'm out. ACY, I was able to lock in a few $100. All right, I was able to lock in about $300 on that trade. Definitely could have gotten more out of it, but I wanted to hold to see if we got that nice squeeze, that nice big push up to 18. So green's green. You know, I was able to lock in a couple $100 there to get me out of the hole a little bit more. So we're making steps in the right direction, right? We're making steps in the right direction. So that being said, do we have another reason to get in right now, right here? Absolutely not, right? We've been trying to break out, failing, trying to break out, failing, trying to break out, failing, right? Let's just keep buying these dips. Let's wait for these nice pullbacks. Let's look for these dips and let's start selling into these levels of resistance. And if it breaks out and squeezes, hey, we're good to go, right? Let's go ahead and do a quick scan. VPRX, anything going on? We got a little bounce off that 1550. Nothing crazy, a little bounce. XELB. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you. First green trade of the day, so we're definitely making the right steps in the right direction. So nothing but green from here on out. We're getting out of this hole, baby. We're getting out of this hole. I love a good challenge. I love being red on the day, and I love challenging myself to come out of the hole and to go green. It's a great feeling. So my challenge today is to get out of this hole and to go green on the day. Right now, I don't see anything that I want to get involved with. XELB, nope. TKAT, BPTH, nah. CEMI, Like, what does this do to his sound effects? Haha. We got anything on Boeing? No. We got anything on Microsoft? No. Not right now. Microsoft's still just crushing it. So TKAT has potential. TKAT, we've got a rejection off the downtrend. We're approaching 39.50 support, right? We can come down and bounce and hold a higher low. We might see a break of the downtrend. So I'm definitely looking at TKAT here. Definitely looking at TKAT for a possible entry. Looking for a quick little bounce to scalp this off a 39.50 bounce. Maybe scalp it for about 50 cents or so over on TKAT. Right now, just sitting back on my beautiful hands. Waiting to see where the next best opportunity is at. Right now, we're going to definitely keep TKAT on watch. ACY. All right, let's go ahead and clear some of these levels out real quick, right? Let's go ahead and remark our levels. Where's some decent support right now over on ACY? Well, we do have some decent support right here, kind of where we're at, right? So we have that little hiccup area. We bounced. We're trying to get a nice little bounce again off 15. So ACY is trying to set itself up. Do we have any kind of confirmation on a 5-minute chart? Still holding the 9 EMA on the 5. Clean it up on the 2. Definitely has some potential here, guys. But I feel like if I'm buying it at 1570s, I'm a little too late because support's all the way back down towards 15. So if it does get rejected again and it moves down, I'm thinking I'm a little too late to this trade. Even though I really wanted to jump in right now off that support bounce. But I don't want to prematurely take an entry, get in too late, so I'm going to have to sit back and sit out on this one on ACY. We have to wait for another better entry here. I'm going to look for BPTH for another little pullback, maybe set a higher low end for a reversal on BPTH. So I'm still watching BPTH. You got CEMI trying to get a nice little move to the upside. Big U-shaped potential here. What kind of pattern do we have kind of forming right now on CEMI, guys? What kind of pattern is this on CEMI? Got a little bit of a cup and handle from pre-market, right? So you got a little bit of a cup and handle right now on CEMI. This one's actually looking pretty decent on CEMI. You got your big U-shape, followed by your other U-shape, getting some nice volume right now. Support would be 540, so about 20 cents away. Looking for this to break out over 584, has room up to 6. So CEMI is not looking all too terrible right now. I do like CEMI. TKAT is starting to set itself up for us. I really like these downtrends. I really like when we have a crack below support. We try to put in a higher low above support. In this case, it would be VWAP. And we get a break of the downtrend. So right now, I'm definitely looking at TKAT for a quick entry, guys. So I am looking at TKAT for a quick little entry. Again, we have just this downtrend, right? We see the visual downtrend, lower low, lower low, lower low, below support, back above support, coming into the fourth touch of the downtrend. This is an 80-20 setup. I love these setups. So right now we have $40.50 support. Ideally, we want to see this hold above. A break over 41 is definitely where we could see some volume move in. We're on TKAT. So this is where my attention is right now, guys, is over on TKAT for a break over 41, a break of the downtrend off this higher low of VWAP support. So not a bad little technical setup here. Definitely grab about maybe a point or two out of this. You know, it's an NFT play as well. It's been a top gainer over the past couple weeks. And we have some good volume today. So let's give this a second, see if we can actually set on up. See if we can hold VWAP. Let's see if we can start to get that nice push with some volume up over $41. Right now we're on a 1 minute chart. We have about 40 seconds left for this 1 minute candle to close. And we're so tight right here that this 1 minute candle is really going to determine what direction this goes. Are we going to break and move higher? Are we going to continue to get rejected and possibly come down towards that 39.50 mark? Either way, I like this setup for a possible bounce to scalp it off a bounce off that 39.50, or for a possible long if we break the downtrend. So right now I like it no matter what. I'm just waiting to see which one. Am I going to wait for that 39.50, or are we going to have some entries coming up soon over 41? Looks like we're going to have that bounce off that 39.50 coming on up. Brian, are most of your buys and sells stocks, or do options as well? I am an 80% equities trader. So 80% of the time, I am trading equities. However, 10 to 15% of the time, I do dabble in the options market, and I do dabble in the futures market as well. But there has to be substantial activity, substantial volume on some of these stocks that I'm looking at. But for the most part, 80% of the time, I'm primarily trading equities. Absolutely, Brian. And the beautiful thing about Alpha Day Trading is when we actually relaunch and migrate back over to AlphaDayTrading.com, I do have a 20-year veteran futures trader and options trader as well. He's actually our team leader for options and futures. So he will be in chat posting up his entries, his exits, what he's looking at, all of that good stuff in the alerts for options and futures. And then in the near future, we will also have a live stream function to where you can toggle between my live stream and you can toggle between his live stream as well. So if you primarily trade options, you don't have to listen to my commentary and watch my stream. You would actually have the option to basically load his up, look at his charts, look at his trades, follow along, learn from him as well. And his name's Matt, great guy, very experienced in the futures and the options market. All right, so my focus is still here on TKAT. Spread starting to tighten up a little bit here. 40.16, 40.50, 40.21 on the bid. Buyers are slowly creeping in. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick long position here on TKAT for the break of this downtrend, guys. Looking for a quick little pop over this downtrend over 41 TKAT. I'm in at $40.50. Let's see if we get that break over 41. We had the bid starting to tighten up. The spread was tightening up. We're getting a little bit of movement here. Let's see if we get these buyers up over 41 here. Buyers up over 41. There's 41. I'm going to go ahead and lock in a little bit of profit. Go ahead and lock in a little bit of profit there on TKAT. 41.37. Here we go. Let's get 31.50. 41.50. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! What did I say? I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge. Going from red, $1,200, going down to $900 in the red, currently up $296.93. Nothing to brag about, nothing to be super ecstatic about, but TKAT alone, $1,267 off a play that we've been watching since it was trading at $44. Guys, that's why it's important, very, very important to be patient, right? I was down $1,200. The average trader, what will the average trader do? They will get emotional. They will get frustrated, right? They will revenge trade just to dig a deeper hole. I knew that I was $300 away from shutting down for the day. So I realized, hey, I need to take a step back, be a little bit more patient, and look for these really great setups. So again, when we saw TKAT, it was called out to our attention by someone here in chat at $44. What did I notice? I noticed support all the way back down towards around $39.50. So why am I going to buy at 44 when support is $4 away? And then we start to see the downtrend form, right? Now we know, hey, we have potential to break the downtrend. Now we have potential to re-break VWAP, right? So we got a very nice, predictable play here. And what makes it predictable in hindsight, right? We can see that traders were respecting this as a entry point, as a point to go long. That's why we saw increased volume, because there were other traders in the same mindset, right? It was a very predictable break of the VWAP, break of the downtrend. We got a nice bounce right off $40, very close to our level of support, right? That was a very clean, low risk, moderate reward play. So there, guys, $1,267.19 on TKAT, getting me out of the hole, putting me green on the day. I'm happy. I am very, very happy with that. So TKAT still has potential, guys. Support right now is going to be back down towards around $40.50, right? So if we can actually get a pullback, a higher low, TKAT may still be in play for another entry. XELB. Whoa, look at that. Coincidence? Nope. Just technical analysis, guys. What happened? We saw this stock slowly chopping, chiseling away over 4. The stock pulled all the way back to our level, right around that 350. Right now up about 25 cents. So if you guys were watching XELB, if you guys heard the analysis on XELB and you were sitting back being patient, waiting for that good entry, you guys are actually absolutely rocking it right now, up about 30 cents per share over on XELB. ACY, guys, look at how choppy this is, right? Breaks out, chop, breakout, chop, breakout, chop. So don't try and get this for a breakout. We know that you're going to get crushed trying to trade ACY for the breakout. What do you need to do? Just wait for these dips. Wait for these higher lows. Buy these higher lows, sell into resistance. Wait for the dip. Wait for that higher low, buy it, sell it into resistance. So right now, ACY is definitely a little choppy. It's definitely a little risky. It is a very quick mover at any point in time. This could dump $2, right? This could dump and get halted to the downside. So you have to be very, very careful with getting involved with ACY. So I'm still watching TKAT, guys. I still think TKAT has some good potential here. Looking for the pullback back down towards around $40.50. What factors would cause you to go into an options play? Why would you choose one or the other? So, options, when I'm trading options, I'm looking at I call them sleeper plays. Really, they're just sympathy plays. So for instance, I'll give you an example. Back when GameStop, AMC, Nokia, all of those stocks, right, were just going absolute apeshit, absolute bananas, right? The whole short squeeze. That was the hype. That was the mentality of traders. These stocks are moving up extremely aggressive based on short squeezes. So I wasn't trading GameStop options. The implied volatility was way too high. I wasn't trading AMC options. Again, the implied volatility was way too high. And if you guys don't know about implied volatility, when the implied volatility is extremely high, it will artificially inflate the premium of the options contract. So when GameStop was so volatile, the implied volatility for those options contracts were extremely high. So even if the stock were to move up, but it happened on less volatility, you could actually still lose money on that options contract, right? It's called an IV crush, an implied volatility crush. The IV being high artificially inflates the premium, right? Artificially inflates the premium of the options contract. So even if the stock stays stagnant, even if it slowly grinds to the upside, but it loses volatility, you will lose money on that options contract, even though you should be making money from a chart perspective, right? So I don't like trading options on very hyped up stocks, right? I don't take that approach. I look at it from like a sympathy play, right? So what did I do when GameStop was all bananas, AMC, Nokia, all these stocks were all bananas? I said, okay, what's the mindset of traders? Short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze. Looking for the next GameStop, looking for the next AMC, looking for the next Nokia, right? So what did I do? I researched the top 100 stocks that have the highest short percentage. I researched and I narrowed down based on those 100 to 10 that had good technical setups. So what did I do? I didn't go where everybody else was. I went where I think they would go. So where did I go? My biggest gainer for options of the year. I went to MAC, right? I went to MAC. This actually happened to be my number one pick out of those 100 stocks that I narrowed down to 10. This actually happened to be my number one pick based on a lot of the criteria, the short percentage, the float, the technical setup, everything that I was looking at. So guys, when GameStop was being hyped up in January, when AMC was being hyped up, this stock, if you look at the daily chart, this stock wasn't really doing much, right? We can see here that it wasn't really doing much, but we saw it was starting to get a little bit of volume. It was creeping up on the daily chart. We had that nice 13 SMA support. We had a pullback to the previous high. It met the criteria for that whole short squeeze thing, right? When GameStop is way too expensive, when AMC is done, where are traders going to go? The next stock that has potential to be squeezed. Again, more of a sleeper play, more of a sympathy play, whatever you want to call it. So I was buying $20 calls, right? So this was a prime example to answer your question, Corey. What factors would cause you to go into an options play? So based on that time in January, there were many factors that caused me to go ahead and buy very cheap, out of the money calls on MAC. So again, I was buying $20 calls on MAC with a 2-week expiration for $15 a contract. Literally $15 per contract. I was buying them on this day right here. I was buying them January 22nd on this green day. The $20 calls that expired within 2 weeks were only $15. Guys, I bought a shit ton of them, right? I was buying them by the hundreds, right? Look at that. Within 3 days, right? I had 2 weeks till expiration. Within 3 days, this stock hits $25, right? I was thinking ahead. I was trying to think, what are traders going to do next? Why trade what everybody's trading right now? GameStop, AMC, Nokia, when it's just crowded. Why not find the sleeper play? Why not find the next possible sympathy play that I can get involved with? And I just so happened to come across MAC based on my due diligence. I happened to see that those contracts were dirt cheap. $15 a contract for $20 calls. By the time I was selling a third of my position, guess how much they were going for? Guess how much they were going for when I was selling some of my position? I sold some of those calls for $5 each. $5. So I bought them for 15 cents a contract. 15 cents a contract or $15 a contract. I was selling some of them for $500 a contract. So again, that is a factor that would cause me to go into an options play versus equities. Based on that example is I saw so much more potential to the upside to make greater returns buying options than shares, right? Because they were so cheap, they had so much room to the upside again, and my risk was defined, right? My risk is my investment. If I didn't see a squeeze, if I didn't see it push and it started moving back down, I'll go ahead and just go ahead and cut my loss, right? So again, hopefully that answers your question. From me being primarily an equities trader, what factors would cause me to take options versus equities? And based on everything I just, explained to you guys, this was a scenario which caused me to go ahead and trade options versus equities because I saw so much more potential to the upside from a percentage standpoint to go ahead and just buy some options versus actually buying shares. And this is a once in a year thing, guys. This doesn't happen all the time. I mean, you're talking $15 to $500. That is an outrageous return. That's like 5,000%, right? And my risk was my investment. But honestly, I was far out to expiration to where even if the stock didn't move the week of, I could have started cutting my loss maybe down 25%, down 30%. But I knew if this stock really got some volume, if this stock really started squeezing very fast like AMC, like Nokia, like GameStop, if it happened aggressively and fast, and that was the trend, that was the hype, that these would pay off big time. And what happened? Within 3 days, the stock pushed over $10. So that right there is why these options went absolutely bananas. But again, we don't see this all the time. There has to be a reason for me to jump into an options play. When I'm jumping into options, I'm looking for substantial return with little amounts of risk to where I know if I were to spend my money on options, that I know my return is going to be outrageous. That's when I trade options, right? Example, MAC. However, Matt, right? Matt is our leader for options and futures. He trades these all day, every day. He will trade Apple all day, every day. SPY, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, Boeing, right? He will day trade these, but he has a certain strategy and a certain approach to options, right? He's not looking for those big home run trades, right? He's trading these small and consistent, but his profits really accumulate because he's not taking one contract. He's not trading 2 contracts or 3 contracts. He's trading 20 to 30 to 40 contracts at any given time, right? So again, he is our leader for options. He's our leader for futures. As soon as we transition back over to Alpha Day Trading, he will be in chat. He will be there to educate and build everybody up. So feel free to take that time to pick his brain, to ask him questions. And I know he will be jumping on doing lessons and explaining his options and future strategy, what he looks for, how he trades these. And honestly, guys, he is a very simple trader. He does not overcomplicate it whatsoever. The only way he trades is trend lines. He will trade trend lines and a 2-minute chart. That's it. You don't see VWAP. You don't see the 9 EMA. You don't see fibs. You see 2-minute chart, trend lines. And this guy is rocking 80 to 90% win rate, absolutely crushing it, making $1,000 to $2,000 a day, trading the most well-known names. SPY, Apple, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, right? The most liquid, the most volume contracts out there. He's got a skill set, he's got a strategy that he can definitely teach you guys inside of the Alpha chat room. So again, for me, I'm all equities, baby. I like equities. I like shares. I like controlling that risk. I don't like all the variables with options. Just not my personal preference. Nothing wrong with options, but I do better with equities than I do with options. So why am I going to sit here and beat a dead horse? Revive, motherfucker, revive! No, I'm just not good at trading options. I'm just not great at trading futures. I am phenomenal at trading equities. I'm going to stick with what I'm good at. But again, you guys are like, I don't trade equities. I want to trade options. That's where I'm good at. You guys got Matt. Hey, I'm a futures trader, right? I don't want to trade equities and options. I trade futures. I need to learn some futures strategies. You guys got my boy Matt. You guys are good to go. All right, so we still got 21 people watching, 22 people watching. I want to see 22 likes. I want to see 22 thumbs up. So go ahead and smash that thumbs up. So right now, quick little scan through. There we go. They're flooding all in. We got 14, 15, 16. V, R, PX, anything there? No. ACY, what did we say? The stock is just literally dipping, pushing, dipping, pushing, dipping, pushing. So what we can do is put a little bit of an uptrend on this and figure out where the stock's going to dip and just look to scalp it, right? Look to buy off the trend line, sell into a push. Wait for the pullback to the trend line, sell into the push, right? But right now, guys, ACY is extremely risky. Brian, will he be providing a free options day like you are before the alpha starts up? He's very, very busy. He owns a lot of, he owns a logistics company, long story short. So as far as him being able to jump on, I just have to chat with him to see if he can maybe tune in for a day or so and actually do some step-by-step walkthrough on his strategy. But worst case scenario, what I would do is when we migrate from YouTube back over to Alpha Day Trading, and if he ever does jump on that first week and he does a lesson, I will actually record that lesson and I will actually upload it to YouTube so you can watch the recap. So even if he cannot be here to do this live, I will definitely get that recap for you guys posted up on YouTube so you can learn a little bit about his strategy. Again, primarily since he owns a logistics company, he's always on the phone. His primary focus is to alert his entries and exits in chat, right? So in futures chat, if he's looking to trade oil, if he's looking to trade the ES or the MES, he's actually going to type up his entries, his targets, his stop losses, so you can trade alongside. Whenever he has openings, he will jump in, he will do lessons, he will educate you guys in the options and in the futures market as well. XELB, anything there right now at this point in time? Nada. TKAT, what we got going on? Nothing right now. A lot of nice potential to the upside. Right now, definitely shouldn't be buying this at 44. BPTH, looking pretty bearish to me, guys. Looking pretty bearish. Still building these lower highs with a flat bottom, right? This looks like we probably crack very soon coming on up. So if we cannot hold 8, which it's not looking like we're going to hold $8, we'll definitely probably see this back down towards around 750. RHE, that's your second post. RHE, let's go check out that. What's going on here? Shares halted on circuit breaker, up 25%. 4-1 Q4 earnings, revenue 3.73 mil. Again, that was right here. We started to get a little bounce off 4, slow and steady. So right now, we'll keep RHE on watch. Currently halted at 11:09.29, so we're looking at 11:14.29. All right, so we're looking at about 2 minutes. RHE will be live. We will definitely check that out to see if it has any potential. No fresh news, though. That's the only thing. No fresh news, not a lot of volume. I personally would not implement the halt strategy on this type of play. I want to see something with news. I want to see something with great volume, right? This was just a very stagnant stock, very light volume, doing nothing, and out of nowhere, it rips over $1 on very light volume. I mean, you got 30,000, 90,000, 40,000 shares. So would I really implement the halt strategy on RHE? No, because I don't really see any reason. Again, very low volume, very stagnant. A lot of light volume moved in. Not even a lot of volume. Light volume. I'm talking 30,000, 40,000, 90,000 shares pushed this stock up over $1. So we'll still keep it on watch, though. So, Brennan, thoughts on ticker CTRM? Good investment or nah? My man. I think someone asked me about CTRM a month ago. I told them not to buy it to the long side. They wanted to buy it. I said it looked very bearish. Look at it now. Back down to 58 cents. As you guys know, all right, I am not a fundamental guy. I'm not huge in the fundamentals. However, we're bringing on another team leader who does nothing but fundamental research on these companies. His name's Blake. He's been around for 2 years. He's the OG of the Alpha team, right? The first time we launched Alpha, he was our first member. He is the OG. He called out tickers like NIO when they were trading at $5. He called out tickers like SPCE when they were trading at $8. He called out Planet 13 Holdings, PLN, what is it? Planet 13 Holdings, when it was at like freaking under $1. This guy knows his shit. This guy is a phenomenal fundamental researcher and a great fundamental trader. So I would actually want to relay that to him, to be completely real with you. I'm a technical, right? I'm all technicals. I am little to no fundamentals. The only fundamentals that I look at are intraday, why is the stock moving, right? That's it. So what I'll go ahead and do is I will pass this along, CTRM, to him. I will actually get his thoughts because he is the one that enjoys digging deep into these companies and looking at all of the variables to see if it is a good long-term investment. So that's CTRM. I'll definitely pass that along to him. But yeah, it's going to be a stacked team, guys. Not only are you going to have live streaming and commentary for equities, you're going to have someone in chat posting up their entries, exits, stops for futures and options, hosting lessons as well with you guys to build you guys up. And now you're going to have someone really diving deep into a lot of these companies that you want to see if they're good investments from a fundamental standpoint to really just absolutely crush it. No one else does it like us. We are completely stacked. We are ready to rock and roll. It'll be a great time. Absolutely, Brendan. You're welcome. So right now it's 11:16 in the market. We have 22 viewers. Pretty light, slow day in the market, right? We are approaching the slowest time of the day. Right now, I don't see anything that I want to get involved with. Do I want to get involved with ACY? Probably not. Do I want to get involved with RIG? Probably not. Corey, MARA and RIA are both tear this morning. Thoughts? MARA and RIOT are blockchain stocks. These stocks follow Bitcoin. So pull up a chart of Bitcoin. Pull up a chart of RIOT. Pull up a chart of MARA and look at them. They literally just follow the price action of Bitcoin, right? These are blockchain stocks. So with that being said, I've thought about getting invested with RIOT. I've thought about getting invested with MARA. But I don't know Bitcoin too much, right? And if Bitcoin dumps, what's RIOT going to do? It's going to dump. What's MARA going to do? It's going to dump, right? So I would not be the expert on fundamental technical with Bitcoin, right? Everybody says it's going to 100K. Then it's going to 500K. Then it's going to 1 million, right? If you're a firm believer, if you're a die-hard firm believer in cryptocurrency and you're invested in Bitcoin and you have a diversified portfolio, right? And you believe Bitcoin's still going to rocket to the upside, you cannot go wrong with Riot and you cannot go wrong with MARA, as again, they follow Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's having a good day, these two stocks will have a good day. When Bitcoin's having a not so good day, these stocks will have a not so good day. So hopefully that answers your question, Corey. And that's something I need to look into, guys. Crypto is huge right now. A lot of people want to be educated on crypto. So if I can come across a legitimate, real, credible, honest, transparent trader that dabbles and deals with cryptocurrency, I will definitely entertain the thought of hiring them and bringing them on inside of the Alpha team for our members to get you guys that crypto education as well. So right now we got TKAT with a little flag here. Light volume, but it is flagging a bit, right? We're consolidating, building these higher lows, lower highs. Support right now is at 42.78. And for the 24 members here on YouTube, Friday is our big day. Friday is the day that we give away a year pass to the Alpha Day Trading community. That's right. I assume a majority of you are enrolled for the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit. So the giveaway that we're hosting on Friday that's been planned is for individuals that have enrolled for the Day Trading Starter Kit, and they have actually left a review as well. Now, if you haven't enrolled and you're not enrolled in the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit, right, you have the option to do so, or we're going to be hosting another giveaway on Friday for the individuals that have not, right? It's not going to be a crazy giveaway. It's not going to be a year, but we will give away some fun stuff. Maybe a free copy to the course, maybe a month access, maybe some free scanners, maybe some cash prizes, okay? So, but the big boy, the one where it's going to be a year pass to the community. That is for individuals that have enrolled for the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit and have left a review. Now to add on to that, all right, individuals that have sent me a video testimonial will be entered into a lifetime pass giveaway. So if you've purchased the course and you're in the course and you've enrolled, right, not only submit a review, but also send me a video testimonial of your experience with the course. That will actually give you an entrance for the lifetime pass giveaway. That is a priceless giveaway right there. You cannot put a price tag on that, all right? So, once again, if you've enrolled, send me a video testimonial, Josh at Alpha Day Trading. If I get it, you will be entered into the biggest giveaway I have ever done. Once again, a lifetime pass to the Alpha Day Trading community. All right, so with that being said, make sure you're here this Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the biggest giveaway ever, 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 ever. All right, back to stocks. SOS just came out with an offering last week, Angel. SOS, if you don't remember, actually issued an offering, which caused this stock to really just dump hard. Right? Really just caused this stock to dump hard. We have yet to see buyers come back in and start pushing the price back up. So for now, as long as we're under the 13 and the 50, we are very bearish. I would not be interested in SOS simply because they came out with a direct offering last week. So let's keep CEMI on watch, guys. This will probably be the last trade of the day for me. As you guys know, I'm usually done around 11:30. But what are we starting to see here? What are we starting to see on CEMI, right? What kind of pattern is this, guys? I'm going to wait for an answer. There's no wrong answer, guys. There's no wrong answer. But what are we starting to kind of see here over on CEMI to where we could possibly see this move on up today? I'm actually going to download the Jeopardy theme song just so when we're waiting, I can actually play it. So gotta make you guys laugh and smile because I'm a weirdo. I don't care. It's fun. Yes. Dave, possible cup and handle. So you can look at it from our first little high here in pre-market, right? You can see this possible big U shape, possible big U shape for that possible breakout. But we're also starting to see a little bit of a cup and handle here intraday, right? We're starting to see, our open, our U shape, right? Now, if we can actually pull back and hold a higher low right off that previous high, right, as support, if we can hold that level, we can start to build off of it. We could definitely see that nice cup and handle for a nice push. The only thing that concerns me is we're going to have resistance at 6. We're going to have resistance at 609. So if we start to get this U shape, we start to see this, we need to be making entries off of support. We need to be looking to take profit at resistance. And if it does break, we're all set ready to rock and roll. We do not want to buy the breakout on this because we have so much. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's already moving on up. But yes, we have a lot of overhead resistance at 6 and at 609. All right, so let's wait for that. Let's wait for this pullback. All right, we're not chasing this for a breakout. Way too much overhead resistance. Let's wait for it to be tagged. Let's wait for a better pullback. Let's look to buy off support. And let's see if we get a nice break over 609 into new daily highs. RHE. Like I said, I wasn't really interested in buying that because we didn't have any news. We didn't have a lot of volume. RHE's off the watch list. ACY really just lost a lot of volume, lost a lot of momentum. We'll still keep it on watch, but right now, not a lot going on. BPTH looks like duty. So really, the only thing that we have right now, guys, is going to be CEMI. All right, CEMI is probably the #1 stock I would say focus on throughout lunch. See if it holds its gains, and if it does, we could definitely start to see this stock move on up. Where do we have room, right? Where's some new overhead targets if this stock starts to break out? Well, right off these daily highs, maybe 627, right around that 650 mark, right? So it looks like every 25 cents is a good place to lock in profit. About every 25 cents over on CEMI is a good place to go ahead and lock in some profit. So right now, let's see if we get a pullback. Let's see if we can hold above 580. Right, 580 is our new light area of support. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this to hold on up. And if so, maybe look to take that long for a push up into the 609s and maybe even get a break into a new daily high. We got 29 now tuned in. I want to see 29 big old blue like buttons. So if you have yet to like the stream, definitely give it a like. If you absolutely hate the stream and it's garbage and you don't like it, which I highly doubt, you can go ahead and hit that dislike button as well. That is okay. That is not a problem. Watch everybody just switch their likes to dislikes. Like, I'm going to take you up on that offer, Josh. All right, guys, we are all set, ready to rock and roll. Right now, CEMI #1 watch. Someone did it. Someone's like, screw this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to mess with them. Big old thumbs down. Nah, he's like, yeah, I'm just messing with you. I'll take it off. All right, so I do like CEMI, but what do we know about today, guys? BPTH tried breaking out, couldn't do it. All right, ACY tried breaking out, couldn't do it. TKAT, I still feel like it has the best potential. I still feel like TKAT has the best potential. All right, I'm going to give the market a few more moments here. I may actually look to start building a position on CEMI. I do feel like CEMI has some good potential here. Again, we're above the 9, pulling back, above the 9, pulling back. We're also pulling back into prior resistance, new support. So we do have a nice big possible cup and handle. We do have a nice breakout formation starting to set itself up. And we do have some decent support down here on CEMI right along the lines of the 580. So this is going to be my last trade on the day. I am currently long CEMI. I'm looking for a high a day. Look to take some profit over 6 and then looking for a squeeze up towards around 625 on CEMI with stops below the pullback. All right, so stops right below this pullback, stops below the 9 EMA, and below previous resistance. We want to see it hold up as new support. So that puts me about a 13-cent loss. All right, so if I get stopped out, put me about 13 cents or so. But I like how we're slowly decreasing on volume along this pullback into those 2 key levels. I do think this has a lot of great potential to get a nice big squeeze over 6, at least up to 609, where a lot of traders will probably look to take some profit. And that's where I'll look to take some profit as well over on CEMI. Looking for a quick little scalp. Quick little 10 to 15 cents, that's all. Here we go. So I'm going to take some profit right there. I'm going to take some profit right there. Right over 6. I got filled at 601. Locked in a quick $100. Stops are now being brought up to break even at 591, guys. So stops on my other half. Break even. Here we go. Let's see if we get a break over that 609. If we get a break over 609, we have a lot of potential. Right now, I don't want to see it back below 6. If we start seeing it back below 6, I'll go ahead and take profit, lock in a couple $100 on the trade. Let's see if we have some buyers moving in here. Let's see if buyers are serious. Let's see if traders want to make some money today. Can we get a 609 break? Ooh, right up to 609. Tag 609. Right now, stops are going to be back below 6, as I want to lock in some green while I have it, guys. Let's see if we get that break over 609, 610. We would have some room up to that 625 mark. Right now, support is at 6. So I'm going to go ahead and start scaling out a little bit more here. So right now I do have 625 on my order entry box, looking to scale out. Here we go. Going to go ahead and take a little bit more profit there. 609. Stops are now right at 6. 599, the $6 is my stop. This has some momentum and it has some potential. We should see 625 here shortly. Currently locking in $300 over on CEMI. Stops right now bringing those up right underneath $6, giving my last 600 shares a fighting chance for another 20 cents of profit. Big buyer getting taken out at 606. You had about 30,000 shares. He was getting stripped down. A lot of selling pressure here on the time and sales. We start really breaking down through that wall of buying. I'm probably going to go ahead and just take some profit and call it a day, guys. It's 11:32 in the market. Slowest time of the day. But I'm going to go ahead and say right back underneath that 604, 603 is my stops. Right, so right off prior resistance, bang, bang, bang. We want to see that now hold up as support, 603, 604. Let's see if we can get another push up into the 620s. That would be my final target over on CEMI, right around that 620 to 625. Stops right at 6. Right now, I still have 600 shares left on the table. Currently locking in up 600 bucks on the day. Not bad, going from negative 12 up 6. Woo! I'll take it. I love a great freaking challenge. All right. Are we going to get that next leg up over that 613? Oh, it looks like it. Looks like we may get it. Oh, here. Oh, there it is. New high of day, 616. Come on, give us that 620, baby. That's where I'm looking to take some profit. 620. You're 3 cents away from paying me today. Bullish hot dog. We got a bullish hot dog inbound. Connor. Got a bullish wiener. All right. May start locking in my profits back under 610. Are we going to get that 620? Are we going to get the 620? Come on, baby. You got some potential in you. You can do it. Can you do it? You can do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably going to be cutting my last 600 shares here at a little green, a little bit of 100 bucks there. Still going to give it a second. I still think it has potential to tag that 625 to 627. So I'm going to give it a couple more cents of breathing room for that next little pop up over 620. Oh, it's fighting for it. CMI. You know you want to run. You want to go 627 and 650. And if you do, I'm going to take you out tonight, CMI. I'm going to take you out tonight, and I'm going to buy you a few cocktails. Oh, you like that when I talk dirty to you? And I'm out. I went ahead and locked it in right over the 620 target. Exactly where I wanted to lock it in, ladies and gentlemen.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say that.
I had to have a little bit of fun with you guys. Going from negative 12 up to $711.25. Let's go. Hands up. And they stay there. All right, guys. It was a fun day, wasn't it? It started off rocky. It started off slow. It started off like, is the market even going to be good today? Is the market even going to give us any kind of opportunity? But we got it. Sitting back, being patient, sitting on those hands, and we nailed 2 phenomenal trades, guys. CEMI, and we nailed TKAT as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and open up the floor. Let's go ahead and see if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns. We will run this for another 9 to 10 minutes. Definitely want to answer you guys' questions if you have any. And if that is that, we will go ahead and end the day on a positive note. We will go ahead and end the day on a green note, and we will get prepared for tomorrow, baby. So, once again, we'll run this till about 11:45. Questions, comments, concerns? The floor is open for you guys, so ask away. Right now, doing another quick scan. What do you think of CDIM? I think we actually just talked about CIDM. No, it was CTRM. All right, let me go ahead and check out CDIM real quick. You mean CIDM? I assume you mean CIDM. That sounds right. CIDM, because there's no CDIM. So if you're talking CIDM from a day trade perspective, no, don't even look at it. We don't have a lot of volume. Look at how choppy this looks, right? When you see a stock looking like it's an OTC stock, stay away from it. We need volume. We need activity, right? Because when we have volume, when we have activity, the likelihood of us making profit goes up. Now, if we look at it from a daily chart perspective, like swing trading this, long term, again, I'm not a fundamental guy, right? Whenever we migrate back over to Alpha and Blake's in chat and he does all the fundamentals for us, we will be set, ready to rock and roll. From a technical standpoint, all right, just looking at the recent price movement, we had a nice push up. We're starting to pull back to the 50-day, to the 13-day as well, and that looks like it's a nice little fib retracement. So if we take a fib off that level, we can see here that we're starting to dip in what we call the OTE zone, right? The optimal trade entry zone, which is the center point right between the 61.8 fib and the 78.6 fib. So for the simple fact that we wicked below right into the OTE zone, we're trying to push back above and possibly close above the 50-day, possibly close above the 13-day, and close above the gap, basically filling the gap today. I could definitely see this moving back up over the next couple of weeks, right? So we have a fib retracement. We're filling the gap. We're pulling back and holding the 50 and the 13 SMA as support. Right there, we've identified multiple separate reasons this could be a good trade, right? So again, we got the fib, we got two moving averages, we're filling the gap. Overall, I could definitely see this holding that level. Right now, you got 150 support, guys. So right now, if you want to take this long and you want to see if this has potential to get back up to 2, maybe even back up to the 220s, this would be the ideal entry, and your stops would ideally need to be no more than 10 cents. All right? So your stops right now today, if you were saying, I'm buying, right, your stops should be no more than 10 cents. Honestly, I would wait closer to the end of the day. I'd want to see how this closes. This is going to tank. Is it going to fall to 140? Is it going to just stay steady across the board, right? I personally would wait closer to the end of day just to make sure we're actually going to close above those levels. But overall, looking at the chart from a technical standpoint, the fib, the two SMAs, filling the gap on the daily, I do think this has some nice potential to continue its uptrend and continue to build these higher lows and these higher highs, possibly back up over $2 on CIDM. What do you know, guys? Oh, Josh, why were you selling at 620 and 625? Why were you selling there, right? Is it a coincidence, guys, that CEMI hit 625 and then immediately dumped 50 cents? Is that a coincidence? Absolutely not, right? That is nothing but beautiful technical analysis. Looking at past chart support resistance, getting an idea of where the stock could go to. We knew that 625 to 627 was a key level of resistance based on that daily chart, right? So we knew that was a good level to sell versus bag holding this and end up getting stopped out at break even or even getting stopped out at a loss. We knew where we should be locking in profits. So again, you have to do your due diligence day in, day out without fail. You have to go through and mark up your areas of support resistance, your targets, your stop losses, and honor your plan. And take profit when you say you're going to take profit, so you can always stay profitable in the stock market. So, perfect little testament of doing your due diligence, understanding where to mark up support resistance, right? And being disciplined and taking profit when you say you're going to take profit. One quick little scan through the watch list, and then we're going to call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. So, really quick, what do we have? Do we have anything going on with ACY? Well, as long as we can stay above 15 bucks, we have potential to get back up to 17, right? So as long as we can hold $15 now, we do have potential to squeeze back up to $16, then $17 over on ACY. The second we lose 15, watch for this just to fade on off for the rest of the day. All right, TKAT. Anything going on here? That trade is done. Break of the downtrend, nice little scalp, moved up much higher than what we anticipated. Overall, right now, we're losing a lot of volume. We're losing a lot of liquidity. We can see that. The spreads are opening up. We can see that based on the candles and the price action, that there's just not a lot of activity on TKAT. Does that mean to completely avoid it? Does that mean take it off your watch list? No. Still keep this on watch. This does have potential as long as we hold above $40. All right, so as long as we can hold 40 bucks, we're technically inside of a little channel, right? We're just channeling. Resistance at 45, support at 40. We're inside this channel. So as long as we stay inside this channel, we can trade the channel. We could look to buy off support, sell at resistance. We could look to short off resistance and cover at support. So don't completely throw this off your watch list. Again, as long as we hold $40, we do have potential to continue the bang between these two levels, which is about $5, right? $5 between support and resistance. So there is opportunity on TKAT as long as we hold inside of this channel, right? BPTH, anything going on here, guys? No. Go ahead and take that off your watch list. CEMI, is there anything going on here? Potentially. We're still in an uptrend, right? We still have our higher highs and higher lows. We still have our higher highs, and we still could potentially put in our higher lows. Where do we want this higher low to form? Ideally, along this past level of resistance, right around 565. Ideally, that's where we want to see the stock hold on up. However, as long as it holds a higher low above 563, it's still in play. This could come down to 550 and then start to move on up. That is still a higher low, so that would be in play. Ideally, though, right off that 565 would be the sweet spot to really see this thing get going. Go ahead and put an uptrend on it as well. Go ahead and get your trend line tool right off this low and go ahead and run a trend line on the play. And we can see here that we have a valid uptrend. We have valid resistance that could potentially hold up as new support. You see how these two intersect right here? Right? You see how the trend line intersects with support? That would make that an even better area to see this hold for the next leg up. What's something else that you guys can do to get another separate reason this is a good trade? Take a fib on the range. Take a fib from this low to that high. Oh, shocking. It also happens to be the 61.8 fib level. So not only do you have prior resistance that could hold up as new support, not only do you have a valid uptrend, now you've added in a 61.8 fib retracement. So now you have three separate reasons that 566 can be a good area for this stock to pull back to, put in a higher low, and get its next leg up, back up to our highs of the day. So CEMI, that's my technical analysis here. That's what I would be looking at. Again, somewhere around that 550 to 560 for this to hold on up as support for the next leg up into the $6 area. Once again, that's on CEMI. All right. We talked about we talked about ACY. We've talked about TKAT. I think we're good to go, right? There's nothing else that really has great potential. So again, CEMI, number one watch, followed by ACY, number two, and then lastly, TKAT. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 11:46 in the market. What an awesome day. Awesome job. Started off slow, started off rocky, but we stayed disciplined. We stayed patient. We waited for the opportunity and the setup to come to us. We were able to dig ourselves out of a hole. Well, I personally was able to dig myself out of a hole of $1,200, almost $1,300. Very close to shutting down and walking away to going green, $711 on the day. I'll take that. I'll take it all day. I just wish that I could have came into the market, did a little bit more due diligence, been a little bit more patient out of the start to not have to recover from a $1,200 deficit to go positive $711. Imagine only being down $400 to $500, right? I could be up an additional $700. I could have broken that $1,000 threshold as far as profit. However, I can admit and be honest with myself, and this is what's important for you guys to be able to do. Get out of that mindset of whatever your negative mindset is. I made mistakes today. Were they bad mistakes? No, they weren't bad mistakes. Were they mistakes? Yeah. What were the mistakes? I was a little too jumping the gun, right? I wasn't as patient as I should have been. I should have waited for other traders to be the guinea pig, not chasing the breakouts, right? Understanding the market conditions before getting involved. Unfortunately, I learned all these things, right? I did the trial and error. I figured out the market conditions. I figured out breakouts aren't really going to happen today after I was already down $1,200. So if I would have done my due diligence a little bit more, if I would have been a little bit more patient, I could have avoided being in the hole $1,200 to where when I've taken the TKA trade, when I took the CEMI trade, I wasn't trying to get out of a $1,200, $13 hole, maybe $300, $400, $500. I could have made more money today. So I'm going to take the positives out of this. What do I need to do tomorrow? I need to be a little bit more patient. I need to really wait to see what market conditions are, right? I need to sit back just a little bit longer, maybe reduce my size in the beginning until we really get a feel for the market, get a feel for how things are going to react. And that's how I'm going to be professional, and that's what I'm going to take away from my day. Was it a bad day? Absolutely not. It was great, but there are a few things that I should work on and a few things I need to be mindful of, right? And that's what successful traders do day in, day out, right? Taking positives from negatives. And there were a few negatives here today. I'm taking the positives out. I'm taking a lesson from these, and I'm going to apply that tomorrow to where I prevent myself from having a deficit that I have to come back from. So guys, overall, amazing day, awesome work. It was awesome to work with each and every one of you. I'm so happy that you guys tuned in. We're smashing that like button. We're having a fun day. We're making money. What is trading all about, guys? What an awesome day. Again, had fun, made some money. You guys learned some stuff today, and I cannot wait to rock and roll the rest of this week with you guys until we officially migrate over to AlphaDayTrading.com. So again, questions, comments, concerns, hit me up anytime. Josh at Alpha Day Trading. I'm always here to help. I want to build you guys up. I want to educate you the best that I can. I want to see everybody become consistent, self-sufficient traders. That's why I don't just provide alerts. I provide credible education behind my entries and exits because I want you to acquire the skill set to where one day you can say, I'm done here, Josh. I don't want to listen to you anymore. I can do this on my own. That is my goal. That is my purpose, is to build you up, to provide you with proper trading education to where you can unlock this skill set and you can take control of your life as well and stop trading your time for money, right? Stop trading your time from money. We're here to build you guys up. We're here to educate you every single day so you can, again, unlock this skill set. I will never just give you alerts. There will always be credible education behind everything that I do because, again, I want to see you guys become successful stock traders. So hit me up anytime, Josh at Alpha Day Trading. I am always here to help no matter what. Until then, happy safe trading, ladies and gentlemen. Have an awesome rest of your Monday. Way to crush it. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to have another awesome day. Again, happy safe trading. I will see you guys tomorrow morning.